Now we're good.
Okay.
All right, so we have that. What were you saying, Trevor? Subtracted what? We have to subtract the before from the after.
Before and after.
Or the after from the, yeah. But we're not given any of the actual study amounts. We're given the standard deviation of D, and we're given the mean of it. We're given N.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So in the lesson, I don't really know which section. It gives an example of something. So this is the formula. It's the difference, or the D with the line, minus 0, all over the standard deviation minus the square root of the number of samples.
That's right.
So we have all those values. So it's 2.2 minus 0 all over 3.3 minus the square root of 9.
Minus the square root of it, so 3.3 minus 3?
Yes. Just check. Yep. The square root of the number.
Mm-hmm.
The number of samples.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta start over. Okay.
Okay. So if we have, how many decimal places does it say? It said, oh, please remember to remember 3 decimal places.
Okay.
So 7.333?
I got.
Okay. All right. Good.
You guys got 7.333?
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's 2.2 minus 0, which is still 2.2. And then it's over 3.3 minus 3. So it ends up just being 2.2 divided by 0.3.
3.3 divided by the square root of 9 equals...
Divided by the square root of 9 or minus the square root of 9?
Oh, no. Trevor is right. It is divided. I said that formula wrong. He's correct.
Okay.
I think I got 1.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. So 3.3 divided by 3 is your, 1.1.
The answer is 2. Because it'd be
Yeah.
2.2 divided by 1.1.
2.2
Yeah.
divided by 1.1. You're right, 2.
Okay.
We put 2.000.
No, I would just put 2. I don't think you have to put out the decimal places if it's a whole number.
Okay. Hopefully that's correct.
Okay, probability of obtaining a test statistic greater than Jordan's test statistic is 0.0403. Use this probability to determine the p-value for Jordan's hypothesis test.
P-value.
See, now, maybe I just have a really bad memory today. I'm trying to remember of an equation they give us for p-value because I feel like they always just have us use SPSS.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm just looking through the textbook. Hopefully we'll find something. I get mixed up with the p-value as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do we use the applet for this?
We might. It might just be the probability, but is because t isn't our z-score, is it? It's a different value, right?
I think,
Yeah, it's a different.
Because
I
it's the
I'm not
same
sure what it-
equation.
yeah, t is the z-score when we don't know the z. Or,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
So could we use the probability applet? Would that give us anything to use? Because it's in the link for the quiz. Like, I don't know. Let me take a look.
So I'm looking at the textbook from the week before because I remember it talked a lot about p-value, and I don't know if this is correct or if this is what it's looking for. It has a whole section about using SPSS and getting the p-value and how it depends on the alternative hypothesis. Do you guys remember?
I
is
remember
that-
that a little. I'm making sure I'm in the right lesson. Hold on. Where is this thing?
So I don't know if this is correct. So in lesson 11, step 4 of 3.1,
Yeah.
it gives you like a big blue chart of the SPSS instructions, and it tells you, like, if these are the alternative hypothesis, this is how you figure out the p-value based on the tail. Maybe that's not it. It's talking about the two-tailed and the sig two-tailed. I don't know if that's how we.
Thing is, yeah, I don't know. I just always have a hard time remembering. This is just a lot of information this unit. I gotta go to a tutor.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking at, is that the when you look at it through SPSS, that the p-value, it gives it to you in a two-tailed number. So if the p-value is two-tailed, then that's your p-value. But if the alternative hypothesis
It's
is above
in
or
here. Yeah.
go ahead.
And it just in here, it's showing a picture. Like if you scroll further down, right towards the end of step 4, it shows a picture of what looks like the normal probability applet. It's in the where is it? Section 3.2 in that chapter 11.
Uh-huh.
Scroll down to step 4.
Oh, yes, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it might just be just because we don't have SPSS, we don't have all the data, we might just need to use the applet, but I'm going into it right now. If it is having us do it that way, I think our p-value is 0.0455. Or, yeah, 0.0455.
And so did you use the applet and put in?
I put in
The
the t as our z-score, yep.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes. So let's go with that because that makes the most sense right now. We might turn it in and think, oh, I guess that didn't make sense, but
Okay.
let's go with what we know.
0.0, would it be 0.045 or 0.046? I never know what the rounding up rules are for this. Because it's 0.455 and we have to go 3 places.
Yeah.
I would round up. The only time I think we just round up normally.
Okay. Now we get to open up SPSS now.
Yay.
Okay. Just gonna wait for that to open. I'm glad they're not making us manually put in the data like they did like 2 quizzes ago.
Right.
I couldn't copy and paste it. I had to just keep
Nope.
staring at it and make sure it was right.
Exactly.
I'm like, wow, that's useless.
Yep. Yeah, we had to do the same thing because it was like, yeah, copy and paste the data. And then it's like, you're not allowed to copy and paste on this. I'm like,
Probably because they don't want you copying and pasting the quiz.
yeah. Well, the thing is that with those, it's that you can't right click it on a quiz because then it says you're trying to print the quiz.
Oh,
But if you do Control C, you can copy and paste things. But it didn't even let you highlight the numbers, so you couldn't copy
yeah.
them. I don't
Bunch
know.
of punks.
This thing's going a little slow. I need to grab some. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Okay. Trevor, are you still using your wife as a tutor for statistics?
Oh, yeah, every week.
That's a good call. My husband took statistics many years ago, and I keep thinking, oh, I should just have him read this ahead of me, and then he can explain all this and remember, but it's hard to get it all done by Tuesday night. I'm glad we're going to spread it out because I don't think it's working so well anymore with the 2 lessons, you know?
I know, because I basically have a window of like 3 hours on Monday with my wife to study. So by the time we're done, I think she's sick of it. I'm sick of it.
You're just tired.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Okay. So we need to. All right, I got to go back into the chapter. I'm trying to remember how to calculate the difference because we have to make that column before we can do anything, I think. Okay, lesson 12.
Oh, wow. That took me like 5 minutes just playing around with this to remember how this thing worked. But I think I got the.
I'm about to start using this in Excel because I feel like I know how to use Excel a lot better than SPSS.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Do we have to highlight anything?
Let's see.
Transform.
I don't remember.
Okay, you got to work when I click on you, you stupid thing. Okay, compute variable. That's the other thing I don't like about SPSS. It is the slowest program on my computer. Everything works faster than SPSS.
Let's see.
Okay, compute variable. And then in the target variable box, type the name of the new variable. So difference.
Oh, that's right.
The numeric expressions box. Oh, so you can just do that. Okay. Move this. So let me move this.
It says in the
Associated-
notes for the quiz, by the way, it says be sure that test does group 1 minus group 2. Like normally it would be the reverse because it's post minus pre, but it says to do group 1 minus group 2. Just to
Okay, so group 1 minus group 1. Group 1 minus group 2. Okay, and then you just hit OK if I remember correctly. That should do it. Click OK. Did it make my column? It did. Are we sure that's right? The quiz says we should do group 1 minus group 2.
It does. It says
Okay,
that right
yeah.
before question 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have the differences, we use the differences to calculate things like our test statistic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we usually use that column. I think we just use that column and do the one sample t-test again.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so move that over. Go into options, I don't remember. Oh, gosh.
Oh, analyze, go to compare means, and then one sample t-test.
Yep.
Okay. The difference.
Okay, move the difference column over and just hit OK. And that should give us the numbers that we need. But like, you know, why would it? Okay. T-value 0.407.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Okay. And our p-value is this sig thing, right?
It's according to the sig value. It depends on your alternative hypothesis. Is that right, Trevor? You're the one with the tutor.
Yeah, if the alternative hypothesis is left or right scaled, then you have to divide it by 2.
And it's not. It's just doesn't. The alternative is just it doesn't equal 0, so it's both.
Yeah.
So it would just be 0.689. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. Cool.
8.7. What is the correct decision based on the evidence?
Oh, this is where it starts to get me. Okay, what is
It's based off of. Wait, we have to look back at the description.
Yeah, the level of significance is 0.10.
And if it's less than that,
Then-
then we reject it? I'm trying to remember that.
So let me go back. I think if it's less, then you reject the. No, I think I'm getting that mixed up. I'm gonna look. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just as mixed up as you are.
I think you want it to be below. So if it's below, then you are.
Are you okay?
Then you fail to reject the null if it's below, because that means it falls within the.
No, if it falls below, then you reject. Just kidding. That's a total guess, but that's what I.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
I thought before it was like it has to be below 0.05. Now it's below 0.10. So, and you want to reject the null, right? You want the alternative to be right. So if it is above, then you reject. If it's below, then you fail. Or wow,
Yeah,
I'm mixed up.
okay, if your significance level is below the value we've set. So I'm trying to.
If it's below the value, Trevor, it's you. Like if it's under that level of significance, you fail to reject the null. Is that correct?
Yeah, if your p-value is greater than your significance level, you fail to reject the null hypothesis. So if your p-value is higher, you don't reject it. If your p-value is lower, then you reject it.
That's right. I kept
Okay.
getting that mixed up all last week too. If it's higher, wait.
If
Say that one
p-value
more
is
time.
higher than the level of, if your p-value is higher than your level of significance, then you don't reject the hypothesis. But if your p-value, so basically, if the probability
So
is
then
higher
you-
than the level of significance, if the p-value is higher than the level of significance, you accept it. So you
So
fail
then
to
you-
reject it.
Then you fail to reject it. Yeah, it's that double
Yep.
negative. It just.
Yeah, the fail to reject. I hate that they say it like that. So our p-value is higher, so we will fail to reject this null hypothesis.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
so just to be clear, for this one, we reject the null because it's actually above the level of significance.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Or did I get that mixed up?
We fail to reject the null because it's above the level of significance.
Okay, I'll just have to burn that into my brain. We can continue.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. That's just me getting mixed up. I'll get it, and like maybe after the next exam, I'll finally understand it.
Yeah, after the exam, that's when we're all going to understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. Your alternative hypothesis is instead that the difference is greater than 0. What was it before? So this one was that it was equal to 0. That's our alternative hypothesis. I think
So
we have
then-
insufficient.
So then
evidence.
we change the p-value because it's greater than. That's when we divide the p-value or the two-tail by 2.
Oh, that's when you divide it by 2?
Yeah.
But even then, it's still going to be greater.
Yeah.
So
So we
it
do
would
have
be the third one. We have sufficient evidence that the mean of the differences is greater than 0.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
wait, but it's 0.3, right? So it'd be
It'd be like 0.35 almost.
Yeah.
So that's still quite a bit above 0.1, because isn't that what we're testing? Am I understanding that question correctly?
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it's like 0.3445. So yeah, it's still
Mhm.
above that level of significance.
But this says 0, so wouldn't it be? I guess there is no less. I guess I'm just confused there because if it says that it's greater than 0, but then our number is less than 0. 0.345.
Well, it's because it still falls under the threshold of being greater than the level of significance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. After you divide it by 2, 0.35 is still greater than 0.1. So it's still above the level of significance. Therefore, we would still maintain the hypothesis and fail to reject it.
Okay.
At least that's how I understand it. But who knows, honestly. Okay. Question 9. To open this other file.
And it says the same things about the groups, group 1, and do it in order. Group 1 minus group 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Where are, P variable. Okay. All right. And then can you just get rid of that? All right. Does n mean something different in this thing? I'm trying to remember. Because n isn't the number of, or wait, it is. Which is greater, n or df?
It would be n.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. How did you get that? Because I'm still
Okay,
kind of,
so I computed the differences and put that in the third column.
Yep.
And then after that, I did the sample t-test with the differences, and then I got two charts, and it gave me the number, which is 22, and the degrees of freedom, which shows it's 21.
That's what I got.
okay. Oh, okay. So n, yeah, n's greater. Gotcha. And then the p-value is 0.001.
Yes.
Equal to.
Dang it. What's the rule if it's equal to? Wait, no, it's
No.
0.001. Our level significance is 0.1. It's below. So we would reject it.
Yes.
Okay. You decide to try another alternative hypothesis. This time it's 0, and you keep the same level of significance. Does the p-value increase or decrease?
And it decreases.
Yeah, it decreases because you divide it by 2 at that point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this time you would still reject.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
What is the level of significance? I guess I should look.
0.01.
0.01. Okay. Yeah, we're good. I mean, those are small numbers. Just to,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when it's that close to 0, usually it's, yeah, the level of significance. is
yeah.
one. Based on your response from the previous question, what conclusion do you make? The first one, we have sufficient evidence that there is no mean difference between the two groups.
I think that's right. I'm just gonna look.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hello?
I think it would be the first one.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, as we've seen, the p-value depends on the alternative hypothesis. In general, which alternative hypothesis will give the smallest p-value?
That's the second one. Or, well, I guess.
I think it's not enough information. Because, yeah, if it's equal, it'll be
Yeah.
two-tailed. But it could depend on,
I mean, it gives you the less than and the greater than, which either of those would be smaller.
yeah.
That's tricky. Yeah, I guess it depends on the problem.
But it says which one will give the smallest.
Yeah.
So I guess there's really no way of knowing that. And that if they gave us just one of the less than or the greater than, then I would pick one of those. But yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there's enough information.
Okay.
Confidence intervals. Sorry.
Are we still in the same thing? Oh no, I totally agree with you. Are we still using the same data? Use this to answer the next 8 questions, and we've only answered 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Hold on. Are we at 8 questions? Question 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 16, 17. Okay. Yeah, so we have all those.
Okay.
So this time we just do a different, I think it's the preset is 95% confidence interval for putting this in.
We're on 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different data collection thing for this one. Analyze, is it descriptive statistics? No.
Well, is it? I mean, maybe it's descriptive statistics and explore. See,
Okay.
I don't know if that's right. Oh, yes. So when you
So
do that, yeah, gives you some.
Put it in the dependent list. Go into statistics. Am I remembering this correctly?
Let's see.
I don't remember
Sorry,
this.
descriptive statistics. Go to explore, and then put difference in your dependent
Mhm.
list, and then hit OK.
Okay.
Then it gives you the giant
Yeah. All the
block of information. I don't know if that's. I mean, it gave us some numbers, but for some reason I can't remember much. The point estimate for this
Well,
95%
hey, it
confidence.
gives us all this other stuff. We can at least fill out those last few questions.
Okay.
We have our lower bound and our upper bound, and those are the last 2 questions.
Oh, okay.
And is the margin of error, is that the
These are all equations that we did last time, so we'll just have to take this information and do it that way. SPSS, I don't think will give us the margin of error.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. That was in the last chapter, I think. Don't need that anymore. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, these equations I think are back in lesson 10.
In lesson 10?
I believe so. Give me 1 second. This thing is loading all this stuff weird.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the equations for margin of error, and so we need to get the z-score that it gives us. We're doing a 95% confidence variable. So our z-score is 1.960 times, and then it's the standard deviation, which is given to us there.
Is that the 15.00310?
Yeah. And then that's over the square root of n.
Yep.
And that's how we calculate margin of error.
So I got a pretty big number there, 6.269.
Let me go into it. And square root of 22. Go.
Okay, just to make sure, we're doing the z-score times the standard deviation over the square root of n.
Yeah. So it's not both. So it's the z-score multiplied by the separate fraction, and that fraction is the standard deviation over the square root of n.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Thank
That
you.
makes sense? Because I know that's a hard thing to read off.
Yeah. So it's like parentheses standard deviation over the square root of n, and that's all multiplied by the z-score.
The z-score. Yep, which
Okay.
is 1.960. Okay, so I can.
What's the z-score?
960.
Oh, 960. Sorry. Okay.
What number did you say you get, Trevor?
I had 6.269, and then it kept going.
I have that same number.
What about point of estimate? Were you able to figure that out?
Not yet.
So in chapter 11, it kind of talks about that. I just saw it here. Sorry, I'm still working out the what we were already doing. I'm a little slow.
Okay. I'm not sure how to do the point estimator either, which is why I just moved past it because I knew we had the equation for it.
Yeah. Oh, that's why.
And you said that was in chapter 11 where it talks about point estimators?
Yeah, so if you just look up point, like if you just find within the lesson point estimate, it has a whole section on it. I believe it's section 4.
I don't see that in lesson 11.
Okay, I'm getting a really weird, sorry, going back to the formula we were just doing.
Yeah.
I'm getting like a really weird number compared to you guys.
Okay, so what I'm doing is 15.003 divided by the square root of 22. And then I'm multiplying that by 1.960. That's what I'm doing.
So maybe I think maybe I was looking at the wrong numbers for the standard deviation. Like maybe I was looking at the wrong chart because I had a totally different number. But yeah, okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure I understand before I.
Oh, you're okay. I get that. I'm still trying to find this section about point estimators. Oh, okay. We've learned about several statistics. Remember, statistic is any number, da da da.
So then what did you guys get for that question that I was doing the formula wrong and I'm still working on it because I'm slow? What was your answer?
6.269.
Okay.
Is that what you got?
Nope, but I'll keep working on the formula. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're okay. Any new ideas on the point estimator thing? I think I found it. There's a section in lesson 10 that I'm looking at. But honestly, there's a chart here. It makes no sense to me.
Here, I'm gonna go to
Was it
where I was. Oh, sorry.
Where was
It's in
it?
lesson
In
10.
lesson 11?
It's in 10. The one that I found is in 10. Yeah. So the lesson I saw there, it's in section 3 under background. And it's the first point there. So it's 3.1 in lesson 10. And it's only 2 paragraphs, and it's a chart that literally means nothing to me. I don't know what that chart. I don't know what that chart's trying to say. Do we just guess a number from the numbers that are listed there?
So I believe that S is supposed to be the point estimator.
Yeah, that's what
So our
I'm seeing too. The
Okay.
standard deviation is replaced with S. So it would be standard deviation 15.00310.
Okay. So 15.003.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all the answers, I think. I think we did the whole quiz.
I'm sorry, I missed 14. Can I get that one from you guys?
Yeah, sure. 14, we put the first one. We have sufficient evidence that there is no mean difference between the two groups.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll submit it, and I'll see what happened. Please let us be done. Okay, what the frick? We got 5 questions wrong.
Oh,
Aw, that's hard.
We got number 4 wrong.
Number 4.
Probability of obtaining a test statistic greater than Jordan. So it's the one where we use the normal probability applet. That one was not correct.
Okay.
Question
Question 4.
8.
Okay.
Question 14. And then we got the point estimate and the margin of error wrong.
Aw.
wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number 16 and 17.
Yep, 16 and 17.
Okay.
I don't know. I personally don't think I can stick around. I know I have to get going, but I can submit what we've done. That'll be enough, obviously, for us to get the grade for doing the group meeting. Trevor, did it end up keeping you guys in the call when I just left last time?
It did.
It did? Okay. So, Meg, if you and Trevor want to go through the questions and go through your corrections, feel free to.
Sure.
I'm going to
we
stop the
can
recording
just
here,
guess.
and if you guys want to. But yeah, I know I have to get going.